Before we go anywhere, let's take a breath together. Inhaling through the nose and slowly exhaling. Good. So last episode I spoke about fear. How it's weaponized to keep you small and controllable. Today I want to talk about what happens when you break free from that fear. When you start to question. Not in an angry, rebellious way. Just generally wondering. Is what I was taught actually true for me? And here's the thing no one tells you about questioning. It's not what you think it will be. It's not a crisis. It's not breakdown. Oh, it's not a breakdown. Or a tantrum. It's not loss of faith. It's something else entirely. And if you're in the middle of it right now, I want you to know you're not alone. You're not crazy. You're not going to hell. You're just waking up. And this episode is for you. First, I want to make a distinction. Because there's a difference between questioning and doubt. Questioning is active. It's you generally wondering, what's true? What do I actually believe? What makes sense to me? It's a search. You're looking, you're exploring. You're trying things on and seeing how they fit. Questioning is open. It's willing to find answers. But now doubt is different. Doubt is when you stop the search. When you decide nothing is real. Nothing matters. Energy isn't real. God doesn't exist. There's no point. Doubt closes the door. Questioning opens it. And I want to be clear. If you're questioning, you're not in doubt. You may feel doubtful sometimes, uncertain, confused, lost. But the very fact that you're still looking means you're questioning, not doubting. You haven't fully closed the door. Maybe you're starting to shut it. But if you're still searching for what's true. When I started questioning in high school, around 14, it was confusing, it was scary. But what I was doing was questioning what my family believed. That went against the grain. In my family, in my culture, my religion, you didn't question, you just obeyed. So by questioning, I was already becoming the black sheep. Still the black sheep. Yes, I'm still the black sheep. I think it's just gotten worse. Not with my mom. She's now in my flock. But I was already different. I was the quiet kid. I didn't have many friends. I kept to myself. I was a person in the back of the classroom. You know, the one that you had to pay attention to. The one that, well, maybe wouldn't go crazy, but not drawing attention. Maybe I started to when I went a little goth, but and then I started questioning my faith, which meant I was going against my family's beliefs, which meant I was even more on the outside. I had a few friends and they were goth, but I believe they too were questioning. They were different. I fit right in. And with them, I did. I felt like I fit. But what surprised me is I didn't feel grief. I didn't feel loss. I wasn't grieving the loss of my faith because it was never my faith to begin with. It was something I was given, not something I chose. So when I started questioning, it didn't feel like I was losing something. It felt like I was gaining something. It felt like I was discovering knowledge that was more accurate. It felt more true. When people talk about this constructing faith, they often talk about grief. And that's real for some people. But for me, it wasn't. It was clarity. And of course, there was uncertainty. I didn't know what I believed if I didn't believe what I was taught. I would feel uncertain, especially depending on who I was talking to. If I was around my family, I would feel the weight of their expectations. And so there I learned how just to agree. Just said yes whenever they said, and then I would go somewhere else with my friends, my golf kids, or be alone and look for my own answers. I learned to navigate by listening to what felt true inside of me, not by forcing myself to believe what others believed. And here's what I realize now. Even then, I had God on my side. I didn't know it was God. I didn't have the language for it, but something was guiding me. There was a voice helping me navigate. I just didn't know what it was. But underneath all the confusion and uncertainty, there was something steady, a knowing, a weird, odd, persistent knowing that it would be okay. That something bigger was happening. There was more for me. Even in questioning, even in not knowing who I was or what I believed, there was a sense. Something more for me on this earth, something bigger for me. I couldn't articulate it, I couldn't explain it, but it was there. It was like a thread running through everything, holding me steady, even in the dark, and even if things didn't work or if things got dark. I want to be honest about this. During those years of questioning, I did have some dark thoughts. There were times that I wondered, would the world do better without me? Times I have felt truly lost and alone. But here's what I understand now. Those dark thoughts didn't come from questioning. They came from the rejection. They came from wanting to fit in with certain types of people who didn't accept me. Or someone who I wanted to be and wanted to be around, and people who I thought I needed to fit in with didn't accept me. Their friends didn't like me. I felt rejected. I felt unwanted. I felt like I wasn't enough. That's what created the darkness, not the questioning itself. The questioning was actually what kept me alive. Because while I was questioning, while I was searching, while I was exploring, I had a sense of purpose. I had a knowing underneath that something bigger was calling me. So if you're questioning what you're feeling dark, I want you to know that darkness might not be from the questioning. It might be from the rejection you're experiencing while you question. It might be from not fitting in. It might be from people not accepting this new version of you. And that's real and it's hard, but you can move through it because there's something bigger calling for you. There's a knowing underneath that you're meant for something. I started to really trust my knowing in my early to mid-20s. When I went to massage school, because of massage school, I learned about the body, the energy, and how everything is connected. And suddenly my knowing had a framework. I could understand intellectually. I could feel it in my hands and when I placed them on someone. I could sense the energy. I could feel how it shifts. And I thought, oh, this is real. This is what I've been sensing all along. I did. I was like perfect in massage school. I don't want to say I was top of the class or anything, but I definitely picked things up so quick. And it just flowed. But the real solidification came later. When I read Outwitting the Devil, when I read Conversations with God, when I followed all those books between, Bruce Lipton and What the Bleep Do We Know, and oh my God, there's a whole thing. But because those books gave me the language, they confirmed what I've been practicing all along. And suddenly I understood. I've been trusting God this whole time. The thing I couldn't name, the voice I couldn't identify, that was God. That was my own inner knowing. That was the divine inside of me. Everything I've been doing, the massage, the breath work, the meditation, the searching, it was all in conversation with God. I just didn't have the framework to see it until then. So what's the gift of questioning? It's clarity, it's accuracy, it's knowledge. When you question what you were taught, you're not rejecting God. You're rejecting what you were told about God. You're rejecting the system that tried to control you in God's name. But you're not about rejecting the truth. The truth, the actual felt, lived experience of something divine, something sacred, something guiding you. That's still there. You just have to find your relationship with it. That's not religion's relationship. That's not your family's relationship. Your relationship. And that journey of questioning is how you get there. The questioning strips away all the false beliefs, all the conditioning, all of the stuff that was never actually yours. And what's left is clarity. What's left is you. What is left is your own knowing, your own truth, your own conversation with God. If you're questioning right now, I want you to know something. You're not alone. There are so many people asking these same questions you're asking. Is it what I was taught actually true for me? What do I actually believe? Can I trust my own knowing? Is there something bigger than what I was taught? You're not crazy for asking these questions. You're not betraying God by questioning what you were told about God. You're not lost, you're waking up. And yes, it's disorienting. And yes, you may feel uncertain. You might not fit in with people you came from, but you will find your own people. You will find your answer. And you will find your own relationship with the divine, because something inside you is calling you toward it. Something bigger is guiding you, just like it guided me. Now here's something practical. Questioning can feel destabilizing. Your nervous system might be confused because the belief system that was organizing your reality is shifting. So when you need to give your nervous system something stable while you're questioning, that's the practice, and that's where the practice comes in. Meditation, even 5 minutes a day, just sitting there, letting your nervous system settle. Okay, your mind may not be quieting, that's fine, but try and make it almost a game. Maybe try and see how many thoughts you can lose judgment on. Breath work. This simple 3-breath practice that we do at the end of every episode literally tells your nervous system you're safe. Now, there is another version of breath work that's like Hemwa or holotropic. And those are very different. But they do bring up things to work on, more or less. Movement, walking, dancing, stretching, getting your energy moving through your body so it doesn't get stuck. Stillness, just being, without needing to figure anything out. Journaling, writing down the questions, the confusion, the knowing, getting it out of your head onto paper, making that mind-hand connection. But here's the key. Don't try and answer all the questions at once. Your nervous system needs safety more than it needs answers right now. So create safety. Do the practices that help you feel grounded. and let the answers come out naturally in their own time. Trust the process. Trust the questioning itself is guiding you somewhere. Because here's what I know now, looking back. While I was questioning, while I was confused, while I didn't know who I wasn't lost. I was being guided. There was something, call it God, call it higher self, the universe, something was guiding me. Even though I didn't have the language for it, even though I couldn't see it at the time, I was never alone in the questioning, and neither are you. Something inside you knows the way, your intuition, your body knows. There's a knowing beneath all the confusion. And if you keep questioning, if you keep searching, you'll find it. You'll find what's true for you. Not what your family believes, not what a religion teaches you, not what society expects. What's true for you. And that's everything. And that's when everything becomes clear. So sit with this today. What beliefs are you questioning right now? What feels untrue? What's calling you towards something else? And here's a deeper one. Can you trust that you're being guided, even though you can't see where you're going? Can you trust that there's something bigger calling you forward? So let's close the way we close every episode, by coming back to our body, to your safety, to the steady ground beneath you, because questioning can feel unsteady, and your body knows how to find ground. Your nervous system knows how to find safety. And right now, in this moment, you are safe. So so finding a comfortable position wherever you are. If you are driving, please keep your hands on the steering wheel. If you are not, letting your hands rest, letting your shoulders drop, letting your jaw unclench. And as we do these breaths, I want you to notice there's something steady inside of you. Even in uncertainty, even in the questioning, there's a knowing, a ground, a thread holding you steady. So taking our first breath in, inhaling through your nose, holding at the top, and releasing through your mouth completely. You are safe to question. You are safe to know. Second breath in through your nose, holding, and all the way out. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel that you're being held. One more in. Holding. And release. Good. That steadiness you feel, that's real. That's the knowing beneath the confusion. That's God guiding you. Even if you don't have a language for it yet, even if you can't see where it's leading, it's there. And it will guide you to your own truth. You just have to keep questioning, keep listening, keep trusting. So I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to question, because questioning is how you wake up. And waking up is how you find yourself. So in the next episode, we're going to go a bit deeper into that question. Who are you without what you were taught? Because once the conditioning strips away, once you stop believing that you are told to believe what you were told to believe, who's actually there? That's the question we're exploring next. But before you go, I want to say this. If you're in the questioning phase right now, if you're confused, uncertain, or feeling a bit lost, you don't have to do this alone. Aligned to Wellness is a space where we support people, where I support people through exactly this journey. where I help you stay regulated while your worldview is shifting. And I can even say where we help you trust the knowing underneath, because it's a community of us. And we don't do this alone. And it's where we help you find yourself beneath everything that you are taught. The membership is about building the practices that keep you grounded while you're questioning. It's about learning to hear your own voice, your own truth, your own conversation with God. And if you're interested, the link is below. But whether you join or not, keep questioning, keep searching, keep trusting that there's something bigger guiding you, because there is, and it will lead you home. So if this landed for you, please share it, like it, comment. Let me know what you're questioning right now. I read every comment. I see you questioning. I see you waking up. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.